does superhero mean? A benevolent fictional character with superhuman powers. But to be a superhero, do you need to be a fictional character? In the educational field, we have a bunch of superheroes. Why? In the new educational scenario, teachers have to reinvent themselves quickly in pursuit of different and creative ways to teach their students. And this can definitely be called a super powerful ability. But many people thought teachers and students wouldn't make it in such small amount of time. But guess what? We did it, and I'm sure gave our best.
We had already done the Fantastic Four and I think maybe the X-Men. I can't remember the order, but my publisher came to me and he said, Stan, I want you to come up with another superhero. So I said, okay, went home and I thought, what can I come up with now? And the most important thing in a superhero at first is the superpower. Once you get that, everything else comes along. So I thought, what power will I give a new guy? And I saw a fly crawling on the wall. And I said, hey, if I could get a superhero that could stick to walls and crawl on them, man, that would be cool. So I thought that was good. Now I needed a name. So I said, well, let's see, Fly Man, Mosquito Man. I got down to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. It just sounded dramatic. So, okay, I had my hero. I had his power, his name. And then I figured, just for fun, I'm going to give him personal problems. And then I thought I'd make him a teenager, because there were no teenage superheroes that I knew of at the time. So armed with all that wonderful material, those great ideas, I ran into my publisher's office and I told him. This was my reaction, the reaction he gave me. Stan, that is the worst idea I have ever heard. First of all, people hate spiders, so you can't call a hero Spider-Man. You want him to be a teenager? Teenagers can only be sidekicks. And you want him to have personal problems? Stan, don't you know what a superhero is? They don't have personal problems. Well, I left the office disappointed, but obviously a much wiser man. And I couldn't get Spider-Man out of my system. So we were about to kill a magazine. I think it was called Amazing Fantasy. It wasn't selling well, and we were sending the last issue to press. When you do the last issue of a magazine, nobody cares what you put in it because the book is dying. Just to get it out of my system, I put Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy, featured him on the cover, forgot about it. A month later, all the sales figures came in. My publisher came racing into my office. Stan, you remember that character we both loved so much, Spider-Man? He said, let's do him as a series. Now, why am I telling you this? If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it. Now, that doesn't mean that every wild notion you come up with is going to be genius. But if there is something that you feel is good, something you want to do, something that means something to you, try to do it. Because I think you can only do your best work if you're doing what you want to do, and if you're doing it the way you think it should be done. And if you can take pride in it after you've done it, no matter what it is, just do your thing, do it as well as you, that's the important thing. Don't shirk. Whatever you do, give it your best shot. You'll be glad you did. Excelsior! Thank you.
So hello guys, how are you? Here bringing this text where I explain to you why I have chosen the Marvel heroes to be with us during learning script number 6. I started with this question here, which is, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you were told classes would happen remotely? Okay, what was your greatest fear? Didn't you fear anything at all, considering the changes you had to make in your life? In English, we have this phobia here. In case you have questions about the pronunciation, just click on it and then you will be redirected to this YouTube video where they will teach you how to pronounce it, alright? But it's related to the fear of change. Okay? And why am I telling you this now? Because when we think of superheroes, it comes to our minds those creatures with imaginary superhuman abilities. But do you think that only they know them have this power? Or do you think people in real life have abilities that can be considered so powerful as the superheroes? If you think of professors and teachers in this new educational scenario, you can see that they are being able to reinvent themselves so quickly in pursuit of different and creative ways to teach their students. And this, my friends, can be considered a super powerful ability because not everybody has this ability of reinventing themselves quickly. Alright, so we are leaving our comfort zone to provide students with new ways to learn, in this case, a language. Okay? So, by the end of this learning script number 6, you will be able to use the present perfect and simple past to talk about events related to someone's biography by highlighting his or her talent or greatest strengths. And then, you will be able to create a biography of yours by outlining important events in your life. So, I'm going to try to help you find your strength, your talent, try to discover when it started in the past, if it continues up to the present, and by outlining what you consider to be your talent and strength, as I told you, as a person or a future teacher. For example, I don't believe I have a power, okay? But I believe my patience can be considered a virtue that not everybody has. And then when I think of this ability of being patient, I always imagine myself, even as a child, helping my friends at school, my neighbors, my cousins when they had questions in their processes of learning subjects in life. And then I always come to the conclusion that I have always been patient, okay? So that's why I would like you to think of yours, of your talent, of your strength. What makes you be the person you are? So here you have a summary of the exercises you're going to find. There are 2 main tasks. Each of them is going to be worth 5 points, then a total of 10. And of course, you need to do all of them because they will be part of your continuous assessment as well as a way to prove you have attended virtual classes. So this is class in 1, and then here you're going to be able to use the present perfect and simple past. If it weren't possible for you to participate in our synchronous meeting, what you're going to do is this. Grab a sheet of paper here, take a look at the sentences, order them chronologically, and then write complete sentences by the given phrases. So, for example, what happened first about Alexander Graham Bell? Get his telephone to work 2 years later, or be born on March 3rd, 1847. okay? And then here, as you can see, the phrases start with a verb. After ordering, you're going to create a sentence by taking into consideration this verb and the correct verb. So, while you are doing what was asked of you above, which verb structure did you use? Are those sentences about finished or unfinished actions in the past? Okay. To continue, watch this Alexander Graham Bell's biography video and then try to check here if the chronological order you used to organize the sentences above were correct or not. Once again, I would like you to watch the video first without subtitles, and then you can activate the closed caption. And when you activate it, it's possible for you to read while listening to the video. After listening at least twice and checking the chronological order, I would like you to try to answer the two questions as follows. These are the questions. What has stimulated Alexander Graham Bell to learn more about sounds? What other inventions did he create before he died in 1915? Once again, if you have time and if you want, try to record your own answers and then listen to them by paying attention to what you have said, because this is an excellent exercise for you to develop self-correction and improve your abilities. So guys, I don't know if you realized, but one of these actions is finished, the other one is unfinished. Are you able to distinguish them? Try to think of this before you move on. After thinking about it, take a look at these other sentences. Here we have 4 of them. Read them and try to imagine the verb tenses that are used to create these sentences. If you thought about simple past and present perfect, you were right. Do you remember when you use the simple past and the present perfect? If you still have questions about the usage, I would like you to go to your student's book, page 142, take a look at the explanation, and after that, watch this YouTube video where this guy explains very quickly the differences about them, the present perfect and the simple past. You will be redirected to the video when you click here on the image. As you can see, you have the link. After watching it, go back to learning script number 6, and then you are going to do those extra exercises from Oxford University Press website. You are going to click on the image, and then you will be redirected to the page as you are going to see now. Once the page is loaded, click here, File 9, and then you're going to check the grammar topic. Here we are, Lesson C, Present Perfect or Past Simple 1. Click on it, and then you do the exercises. After you finish doing this one, go back, and I would like you to do the other one, which is here, number 2. All right? When you finish, go back to learning script number. Guys, as you could see, all the exercises here are related to exposition of yours to the grammar topic, okay? You didn't have to do anything to send me in our Google Classroom class, okay? To finish this lesson number 1, you are going to do the exercise by which you are going to be evaluated. So you're going to go to our Google Classroom class and then click on task 1. Let's do it. Google Classroom class, task 1. And here we have the exercise. These 3 links here are related to the ones you clicked on learning script number 6. So in case you had problems to watch them, you can just come here and click on these web links. The exercise is this one, present perfect or simple past. On the internet, I found two biographies. One is from Robert Pattinson and the other one from Brad Pitt. Okay, I adapted some of them, and as you can see, we have numbers in red. And then, so Pattinson, be born in London, England, May 13th, 1993. So here, do you use simple past or present perfect? So do you say Pattinson was born, or Pattinson has been born? So here in this table of one line and one column, you're going to write just the answer. As you can see, related to Robert Pattinson's biography, there are 10 tables here for you to fill in with the correct verb form. And then the same is going to happen with this actor's biography. In his case, we have from number 11 to number 20. Okay, guys? So I guess it's very easy. After doing the exercise, you are going to go back to our Google Classroom class and then once again to learning script number 6. Some students have sent me messages, just some of them, not all of you, because they have lots of things to do. So I try to organize the exercises in a way you didn't feel you were going to have lots of things to do at the same time, because I know you have other subjects. So I try to organize the exercises in a way you could work with the main topic just by doing actually 2 of them. Okay, so the first exercise is this one, present perfect or simple past. The other exercise, as you're going to see, is this one here. Okay, so you have just to do 2. So, in class M2, you're going to create a biography of yours by outlining important events in your life and what you consider to be your talent and strengths as a person or future teacher. Okay, here we have the help of Wonder Woman, where she tells you that you may think you have got none, but try to focus on things you are passionate about, you are good at. Think about your strengths. Okay, as an example, she's telling you the one I gave you before, which is about being patient. Okay, patience, I guess, is my virtue, is my ability, is my strength. Okay, so after reflecting about yours, you are going to go back to our Google Classroom class and then click here on task 2. This is the file it's going to open, and here I give you some guidelines. First, get a sheet of paper and make a line in a way you divide this paper into 2 parts. In part A, write chronological events of your life that happened in a defined period of time in the past. So you're going to use basically simple past sentences. In part 2, do the same, but consider events that started during a period of time from the past and continue until now. Okay, these events continue until now. Basically, present perfect sentences. And remember, while doing this, to highlight things you were and are still passionate about, good at, and personal characteristics you and or people consider to be great strengths of yours. Mention also situations that support your ideas about it. Okay? Then in the process of writing, this is just to create a draft. In the process of writing, try to follow this. In paragraph 1, you talk about where and when you were born, about your daily life. In paragraph 2, you mention events that have to do with your daily life as a young adult, including things related to your talent and strengths. Then, to sum up, in paragraph 3, write about your later life and your life now by also taking into consideration your greatest abilities and strengths. Guys, after doing it, you may be redirected to Google Classroom class. As you can see, this is your final task. Then go back to your learning script number 6 and read what Wonder Woman has to tell you. Okay, this is a sentence of hers from the Marvel film, but I have just adapted the idea. If loss makes you doubt your belief in your capacity, then you never truly believed you were capable at all. Why? Because being capable doesn't mean that we need to do things perfectly all the time. We will certainly have good and bad moments, okay? And it's normal. That's why I tell you, always believe you are capable of doing things. Do not give up easily, okay? Do not stop believing you are capable of. I know things are hard, and I'm sure of it, but do not stop believing you are capable of achieving your goals, okay? Never forget it. The deadline for the activities here is due to September 22nd. Okay, I know you have lots of things to do from the other subjects, and if you can, I would like you to respect the deadline. Okay, our last virtual meeting will be on October 5th, and in this day we will be exchanging feedback and doing here there's a mistake, self-evaluation. There's a hyphen here. Once again, okay? Bye bye, guys. Thank you for watching the videos I have prepared for our learning scripts, and I hope to see you. And don't forget, Wakanda forever.